The Lord did many wonderful works while he was on earth, even though his public ministry, period of his public ministry was short, for only 3 years. And especially Gospel of John, we don't see that many of those miracles. Only very special ones are recorded. And the Lord this morning came back to Jerusalem, to the pool of Bethesda, and he will perform another miracle. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem by the sheep gate a pool, which is called Hebrew Bethesda, having 5 porches. In this lay a great multitude of sick people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the waters. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. Then whoever stepped in first after the stirring of the water was made well of whatever disease he had. Now a certain man who was there who had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he already had been in that condition a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But while I am coming, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your bed and walk." And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed and walked, and that day was the Sabbath. The Jews therefore said to him, who was cured, "It is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your bed." Amen. The Lord came back to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast, and he came to the pool near Sheep Gate, which was called in Hebrew Bethesda. And Bethesda means in Hebrew house of grace or house of mercy. And that's why perhaps many people gathered there, but they were all sick people with various diseases. Some of them perhaps were incurable, some of them were a little better. And the Lord came to that place. The Lord found a person who was lying there in the same condition. How many years? 38 years. That's very long time. And some of us even haven't lived yet for 38 years. But this man was lying there, and the Lord came to him. The Lord recognized his condition, and the Lord started talking to this person. But his excuse, no one really helped him. That's why he couldn't get better. Because an angel of the Lord came down to the pool and stirred the water in the pool. And anyone who stepped in the water first, that person was healed. But this 38-year who was lying there perhaps didn't have that energy and power or perhaps willingness. He just accepted that was my way, and he was just lying there, and he gave up any try, any attempts, and he was just lying there and complaining. And the Lord came to him. But the Lord didn't make him better, his disease or his sickness. But the Lord told this man, rise up, your bed, and walk. And the man was healed. And the man later met the Lord in the temple. And the Lord commanded him no more sin, because if the person sins again, maybe worse thing can happen to the person. So this is how many people were gathering there, getting better. It's a very interesting miracle we do not see anywhere in the gospel. And obviously this shows the Lord's willingness and His divine power to make us better. So when we come to the Lord with our shortcomings and our problems and maybe our bad habits, the Lord can help us. But important thing is we shouldn't do it again. As the Lord said, you can get better right now, but later when you go back to the same problem, maybe worse thing can happen to you. It will be harder and harder to change and to fix that. And we have many shortcomings, many problems. And when we bring them to the Lord will make us better. And after that, our assignment will be, we shouldn't do it again. And then we can get better continually. Amen.